try to curtail the violence, right? And whereas in actuality, it was just more violent, but they was perpetuating the violence on us now.
They were us, flipping
they letting dogs bite us.
Yeah,
they flipped it, the whole situation. You see what I'm saying? So when they came up with these prisons, man, it was just it was a game changer. And you had to meet the criteria to go to these prisons, which they didn't have a lot of dudes to meet these criteria, but this is the lie that they sold the people to get these prisons open when it was needed in Virginia because of all the violence. But you opening up a prison over here, a prison over here, a prison over here. You ain't got that many bodies to put in these prisons. So they started sending people up there for the least slightest bit of violence or the slightest bit of a serious charge you get, you was gone up in the mountains. You know, they blasted a whole mountain out to make these prisons.
Yeah, I actually seen something on one, I think it was Red Onion, man. And it's like almost, so it's basically like you're in confinement the whole time. And you literally have to do everything they tell you to do to work your level down to get more privileges. That's how they were showing it on the show. Is that how it was?
That's exactly how it was. But the thing about it, what they didn't show you is it's hard to get leveled down because you have to stay on these institutions for like 2 years charge-free. Any charge you get, that time starts over. So they can just give you a charge for disobeying a direct order. They can give you a charge for contraband for having a extra salt pack in your cell, you know,
and all of this, too.
Yeah, all of this starts right back over. You know, you get a contraband charge for having a naked picture. Your time starts over. You had a year and a half before you could be, you know, eligible for to get transferred, and you get a contraband charge. You start over. You know, so it's crazy.
That's a helpless feeling right there, man. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I ended up going up there in 2009. I tried to duck it at all costs, but I ended up going up there in 2009. But I ended up going up there for having a cell phone. You know, I got caught with a cell phone. When you get caught with a cell phone down here at that time anyway, the criteria was you go to the next level, right? So I ended up going up there for a cell phone. And to further your question, when you say the worst period or worst time of my incarceration, that was the beginning of it right there. Because when I got up there, during the time that I did and been through the things I had been through, like I say, I was known in the sense of people knew who I was, people respected me on both ends, administration as far as the convicts. But when you get up there, it don't matter who you is. They was straight racist. I mean, to the utmost. I mean, they just spoke it out verbally. They didn't even try to hide it. They was in total control. I mean, they got the guns, they got the dogs. So they're in total control and they straight carry you all the way around the board. They talk to you like you inhumane. They feed you like it's not fit for human consumption. And like you said, you only come out a certain amount of times. Every time you come out, it's controlled movement. You got to walk in a line. You got to, be here at a certain place, be there at a certain place. Everything. People get to fighting, get to arguing. They start shooting. You got to lay down and spread out no matter where you are. If it's outside, if it's snowing, you got to lay in the snow. If it's on the inside and you got to lay down. If you're in the shower, you got to lay down or you will be shot and the dogs will attack you. So
that seems like fucking overboard, bro. Like that's hard overboard. Time right there, bro.
That's super hard time. And you got to think now, like I say, I had already been locked up a long time. I'm already accustomed to doing time a certain way. So now I have to readjust and refocus to do my time like this. Then you got all of that going on. And then you got other things going on too, because a lot of the gang members is up there now. By 2009, the gangs have started infiltrating the Virginia penal system. You got the Bloods, you got the Crips, you got the GDs, you got the MS-13s. You got everything in the system now, and most of them, they using these prisons to fill these beds up. So they're putting them up there. So then you got the gang members up there too, and they doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like they may give an order, say, oh, well, old Banky, old Doc got a reputation, or Bank got, oh, look, I need you to go pop off on him because we don't want him in here. So you may have to defend yourself against something that you don't even know is coming. And in defending yourself, you're putting yourself at risk for staying up there, number one. You're putting yourself at risk for being shot or bit by the dog. and you put yourself at risk because you have to hurt this cat real bad or you get yourself hurt.
That's a lose-lose all the way around the board.
That's all it is.
That's depressing, bro.
It was an unbelievable situation, man. It created so much pressure on a dude that's actually doing time and trying to, you know what I'm saying, get out of prison one day, want to see that light and see you could get out one day. But you under all of this type of pressure and you got your own type of principles and morals that you live by, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I'm not going to be hurt. Now, the administration part, that was hard enough because in my mind, I had seen them just savage people, man, beat them, unmercifully. Since I had been there, they had even had murders on the prison by the time I got there by officers who have beat inmates to death and literally have got away with it, having the charges dismissed and all of that, you know. So when you living under that type of pressure, you know, those type of things going on, you got to lock in. And I locked it in my mind, man, that, you know, if they beat me or they do any of that stuff to me, then I was going all the way out, you know. And I had that in my mind. So that's a lot of pressure on you, man. And I also had the same mentality towards, you know, the gangs or any other convict that try to assault me or hurt me. I was going all the way out, you know, and I didn't want to be living like that. I didn't want to be under that type of pressure, but that's the type of pressure I was under. And I ended up staying up there, man, from 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I stayed up there for like 6.5 years under that type of pressure. And I had to reroute my whole way of thinking, my whole normal program of daily activities. Everything had to be rerouted and rethought to make it through that situation. By the grace of God, I did.
Yeah, definitely by the grace of God, bro. Amen to that. When you had to do that time and you're basically like, you're on go 24/7, it sounds like. So does that affect you mentally or like PTSD? I mean, how is your mental health today out of prison, man? If you're willing to, you know, share that.
That's a good question because it's important, man. And I tell people that now since I've been out, you know, I took all of those classes in prison, man. I took stress management, anger management, all of that type of stuff. And that stuff takes effect, you know, because I find myself leaning on some of those things that I learned even out here in society. You know, you can't respond the way you're accustomed to responding. You can't react the way you're accustomed to react, you know. And PTSD is real, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude that I was locked up with on my way out before I made parole, the institution that I made parole from. I was in there with this dude and he used to be kickboxing and everything. And I boxed. So I used to be trying to teach him how to use his hands without using his feet. So, you know, we was real cool as far as like casual. We kicked it a lot. Very intelligent dude, articulate dude, even did a lot of spoken words and stuff. He did 12 years. I've been out here now almost 2 years. March will be 2 years. He got out maybe less than a year ago. And since he been out, I just recently heard that, or it's not even heard, it's actual factual. He had some type of altercation with his brother, man, his own brother, blood brother, man. And he ambushed his brother one day coming out of a restaurant. And his own film is circulating around here now. It was caught by the restaurant camera. He just ambushed him, came out there and shot him, man. Shot him to death, shot him like 13, 14 times. Now,
man, so senseless, man.
It's senseless, and it's your own brother. So if you would have asked me, could I see that in him, or did he even have the potential to do that? By what I knew of him, I would have said no. You see what I'm saying? But that goes back to what you said, that PTSD. I don't know what type of demons he had in his head. I don't know what type of stress he was dealing with. I don't know. And no one knows what people go through when they come through an ordeal like that. I give props to any dude who did time, man. I don't care if it's from a year of incarceration to 50 years of incarceration, because it takes a certain level of mental strength as well as physical strength to make it through them type of situations, man. And people ask me all the time, man, how you make it through 33 years and you come out here and you seem like you articulate or you seem like you know, well-spoken or whatever. I said, man, I did it day by day. day by day. It wasn't like I had a plan to this or nah, it was day by day. Every day I woke up, I had to reinforce myself that I was going to live, I wasn't going to be harmed, and I was going to try to make it to the next day. And that's the only way that I can say that I made it through 33 years, 12,045 plus days, because I reinforced that belief in me every day, because it had to be reinforced every day, or else I wouldn't have made it. Because it's been days that I felt suicide as well as homicide. You see what I'm saying? So it's just something that you have to get in your head, man, that, man, I got to see another day. Man, maybe tomorrow something might change. Oh, man, maybe my time is coming, you know? And I just kept telling myself that every day, man, even when the light got dim, you know, you still have to just keep believing. If you ever lose that thought in your head that you could possibly even get out, then anything could happen.
Yeah, it's game over once you're at that point, man, pretty much.
Right. You know, seeing people lose their family members and have focus, but lose a family member, lose a mother, lose a brother, lose a father, and their whole perspective change.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them too, man. And you can literally watch some people, man. Like if you sound like, you know, you went in and kept your mind sound, but there's a lot of people that don't. And when you're in there, you can literally watch the decline of a person just because they're doing time and they can't manage it, man. Like they can't figure it out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a sad thing.
It's sad. And I've seen it just like you say. I've watched people. I've seen a dude this day and he's coherent. He's solid. He's on point. I see him 5 years later. He don't know left from right.
Lost.
You know, he lost, and he willing to lose his life or take another life at the drop of a dime. You know, right. So it's the pressure.
Yeah.
You know, it's the pressure.
Yeah, pressure. Yeah, it'll get you too, man, if you let it. But enough of the depressing stuff, man. You got out of prison. You're a free man today. How'd you get into YouTube, man?
Oh man, yeah. Thank God, man.
Amen.
I got out, man, and I was out for maybe a couple of months, you know, maybe 2 or 3 months. And my ex-wife called me and asked me, had I ever seen this show called After Prison Show? And I was like, nah, I ain't never heard of it. So she was like, well, go look at this show because they got a dude on there that say he was locked up for 30 years in the Virginia penal system. Now, everybody who was locked up that long in the Virginia penal system, if they anybody, I know who they are.
Right,
you know?
Right.
So I go to it and she tell me where to go on YouTube. I go to YouTube. I had never even been on YouTube at this point. So I go on YouTube. I see it. I see the interview. I actually know the dude. I actually know him well, you know. So I watched it. And
are you talking about
telling, you know,
Danny? Danny?
No, it wasn't Danny. It was the dude, Jew-Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Jew-Man. I watched it and I was like, oh man, I know this dude. So I was telling her, yeah, I know him. And then she was like, well, would you ever do something like that? I was like what? She was like, do an interview with somebody like us. I was like, nah, I ain't trying to do all of that, you know? So unbeknownst to me, she had asked me, but she had already sent the dude an email about me.
Oh,
you know, like
shit.
you know, I know somebody was locked up 33 years and and everybody in the system know him, So dude got in touch with me and was like, you know, asking me, do I want to do the interview and stuff like that. And I was like, I really wasn't sure. He was like, man, you know, it's a good experience, man. It's something to teach some other people about, whatever. He said, you know, plus we're going to pay you for your time, this, that, and the third. So I'm just getting home. I'm like, okay. So I did the interview with him. The interview went real well. I think that interview, that first one I did to this day, I think it got like 800 or either 900,000 views.
That's good.
So he called me back for another one. I did another one with him. I think that one today got probably like 600, 700,000 views. So then as we get to talking and stuff, he was like, well, what else you did in prison? I was telling him I used to box a lot. I used to cook a lot because I didn't really like eating the kitchen food. I definitely won't eat that. And I didn't like other people cooking my food. So I learned how to cook even better myself, that I could eat the food I wanted to eat and let it taste the way I wanted to taste. So I became real good at cooking in there, making my own recipes, coming up with my own type of, you know, food. So
Yep.
he was like, man, you want to do a cooking video? So I did the cooking video, man. And first one I did was of a pizza, the way I make my pizza in there. And that to this day got, I think, 1.2 million views.
Man.
So
Chef Banky Pound.
You know, so yeah, so I did another one with lasagna. That got like 800,000. And then I just started telling, you know, different stories on there. And it was getting a lot of views with him. And I was working with him for a minute. And my son, shout out to Hollywood Trail. Yeah, he actually is a videographer. He went to school for it. He shoot videos, music videos, weddings, all types of anything to do with, you know, with photography. So he was like, man, Pops, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? Because you got a lot of people that's interested in your story and you can help a lot of people by them listening and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't know how to do no YouTube channel. And he was like, I'm gonna help you do it. All you got to do is just make the videos, make the content or whatever. I'll do the rest and, you know, you'll learn as we go. Therefore, that's how I started my YouTube channel. Knew nothing about YouTube before I came home from prison. I say this all the time. People always think it's funny, but it's actually true. Before I got home and I heard about YouTube, I thought YouTube was actually spelled like a U and then two. I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're doing pretty damn good, man, for somebody
Yeah.
fresh out. And you kind of, bro, that was kind of a blessing that you met that guy because, you know, people don't realize how hard YouTube is when you're first starting out and learning all the things you got to learn. So, you know, maybe that guy was put in your life for you to make your channel and now you're reaching other lives. So that's kind of
absolutely, man. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything is supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen. And like I say, man, YouTube has been a blessing because of the simple fact of the reach back I get. When people reach back and tell me, man, that you helped my son or man, you helped my brother, or dudes say, man, you know, I went to prison once or twice, man, for a couple of years, but man, the way you say it, man, I just refocus. I can't never do that no more, you know, and that's what I want to get out of my channel. I want people to understand that to me personally, being incarcerated to me is the lowest state that you can be in while above ground.
Facts.
Because it's the lowest state you can possibly be in. I feel personally that a person that's homeless is in a better state than a person that's incarcerated, because that person that's homeless has the ability and the capacity to change their circumstances that day or that week or that month. That is not the case with a person that's incarcerated. Your life does not even belong to you. You cannot even begin to try to elevate until they open the gates. If they open the gates. So
yeah, you're a number.
You know, and I try to get that point across to dudes to let them know, if you out here right now, man, and you doing all this foolishness, or you done got caught up in the gangs, you done got caught up in the drug game, you done got caught up into the larceny, the robbery. Oh man, you have way better opportunities out here on the streets than you would ever have if you get caught and go behind them walls. Because once you get behind there, can't nobody help you. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your lawyer. Nobody is coming to save you, you know, and I want
that's a shitty feeling.
And I want that point to be reiterated over and over again. So that's the greatest part about this YouTube thing, because I get a lot of love back. I get a lot of people who tell me they can feel my stories. They understand, they get something out of it, and it changes one dude's life, one dude's trajectory of where he going in life. Then that's satisfaction for me. Nobody to end up doing what I did.
Yeah, and that's how it is for me, man. Like when you reach somebody that you can't, that's priceless. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't go buy that shit. So then it not only makes you feel good, but helping someone helps you at the same time. And
it's good for you, man. It's cathartic.
Yeah. You know? Facts, man. I appreciate you coming on, man, and sharing your story. This guy's definitely got a good YouTube. You should go check it out. I'm going to link your channel in the description of this video. So that way people watching right now, just go click that link. It'll bring you right to his channel. But I appreciate you coming on, man, and big salute for doing 33 years and getting out here and doing something with your life. I salute that, man.
I appreciate that, man. I salute you too, man. I support your movement, man. You bring it to life. A lot of things that people may not get anywhere else. So, you know, this is a good platform, man. That's why I agreed to come on this platform. I salute and support anybody out here doing positive movement. I salute anybody who's been behind that wall and came from behind that wall with a positive outlook, a positive, you know what I'm saying, drive. So I salute you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Doc TV is supported by Banky Pam.
All right, man. I appreciate that. And if you're new and you're tuning in for the first time, this is the kind of stuff we talk about in this channel. So if you like this type of content or you know somebody that does, hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on. And with that, it's DOC TV, and we're out.
Salute.